Welcome back to Virtual Reality Game Dev Ed. Now we're actually going to import this is the fourth tutorial video for using MakeHuman in Blender. This is, we're going to open a Blender 2.5, or Blender 2.62, excuse me, and import our MakeHuman that I have a scene set up here with the camera and a sun set up right to light up a MakeHuman. Okay, if you want to set up your camera the way I did here, first of all I rotated it on the x-axis by 90 degrees and it's on the 0 at y and z, and excuse me, I also changed the resolution 2000 by 2000, and I also want the best image possible, so I have 100% here. If you want to save time rendering, don't have that on 100%. My light, this was actually the base light, the basic light that was there on my default screen. I just deleted the cube, moved the camera, and moved the light. I moved it to front of where the MakeHuman is going to be, and actually came under this little object. When the light's selected, this little option comes up. I changed it to a sun, so that gives it a lot more power. And then under position, I changed its X to 75 degrees and Z negative 20 degrees, so it will point pretty much at the MakeHuman's face. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and import our latest MakeHuman model that I exported with MHX out of the MakeHuman Nightly from 4/11/2012, when after I went in and put in the new import script for the MakeHuman MHX files here in Blender 2.62. So we're going to go ahead and import that MakeHuman now and see what happens. Come under your export files. This is the new one that I have. Double click on it, give it a little time, and check that out. The MHX was successfully loaded. Isn't that awesome? There's our model. Right into Blender 2.62. You can't beat that. Now, since we added our new import script that the MakeHuman programmer made for us, this is possible. Now, one thing we're going to notice, it doesn't come out with the shirt and the pants that we had before. We can actually put pants and a shirt on it in MakeHuman now and try to export it like that and see if it'll come into this. But we're actually going to be making clothes from scratch anyway, so we're going to do that. But since my camera and my light is already set up, I'm ready to go ahead and test render this and see what happens initially. Good. We have a texture on him. And there is our model. Is that not the most realistic thing you've ever seen in your life? That is so cool. I am so unbelievably impressed by how wonderfully advanced this program is. These two programs are together. Okay. Now, one thing though, we actually sometimes your model gets a little messed up. I had a little trouble earlier trying to open up a model here. For some reason it just didn't have any skin on him. It wouldn't render the skin. So the first thing I'm going to show everyone is how to actually go in and make sure that your skin is there. Now, if you are watching our MakeHuman tutorials, in tutorial number 7, we went ahead and copied a skin file, that white skin file, the skin texture. I have it saved on my computer somewhere. A lot of times, well, sometimes that model doesn't come out perfect and you will just see black spots here. Go ahead, hit that too and render that. See how this looks. So I'm going to show you real quick how to put your skin back on your character if it gets messed up, like I had to do with another model earlier. Gosh, that's so nice. Okay. In 3D view, when your model is selected here, we just want the model itself to be selected. Okay. Under textures, okay, click on textures and this will pick up, we'll have, this will show you, let's go ahead and preview. Well, let's see how it looks on a funky shape. Cool background. Okay, well, we want the brown eyes. This is the eye texture here. This should be able to come in and change the actual eyes here. Eventually. But right now just click on the skin and come under textures. We're actually going to take these out, and we're going to have to in order to change the eye color on our model here, if it comes out with just the blue basic texture here, we're actually going to have to break down, go inside our model and separate out this mesh for the eye. That way we can give it a new UV map for the eyes specifically. And I'll show everyone how to actually do all of that with our model here soon throughout this tutorial series. But for now, let me show you real quick how to replace missing images if your skin is for some reason just not rendering, if it didn't come out. This isn't a perfect program. MakeHuman has a lot of issues. It's an alpha program, so there's a lot of different issues. It doesn't always work right like this. This worked perfectly for me this time, but okay. Say we want to put our texture on. Just as an example, why don't I go ahead and kill it? Now if we render our image, we're not going to have any texture there. It disappears. We see the base model that pulls up the mesh, and then when it starts rendering, we're just going to have some crazy stuff. This is actually just the specular that's behind it, makes his skin shiny. Okay. Well, we want to put that texture back on for him real quick. So under textures, if you have that texture copied out of the original MakeHuman program files, I have mine in this folder right here. I went ahead and put it right there. So I can just double click on that and check that out. It puts it right on the model. It's already UV mapped, it's ready to go. It's got teeth, eyes, tongue, mouth, everything you could want. So go ahead and render it again. First loads the mesh. And give it a second. I'm rendering in full quality, so it does take a short second. And there we go. Our skin is right back on our model, exactly the way we want it to be. Okay, so I'm going to show everyone a couple different ways to edit the textures, but first thing we're going to do is actually talk about posing. Okay, let's come out here and just right click on our model, and the first thing you might notice is that it actually selects all of this weird stuff. Now this is what's called armature. An armature is what we use to move specifically for animations and whatnot. This is how you move the model around in Blender. Okay. Now you can actually export the model without this advanced rigging. Rigging is how you put on your armature, and then use another option here in Blender called Rigify, which is pretty much the way to go. It is becoming the most advanced shortcut. It is an add-on that another programmer built for us. Everybody's using it nowadays. It automatically rigs up your model for you. It doesn't do it perfect. You have to move it around just a little bit, and I'll show you how to do that in a different model. We're actually going to rigify the dog model in another Blender series. But the MakeHuman models come already rigged for the MHX version, so we're going to go ahead and start talking about these. Okay, let's from this angle, straight from the front angle, these are fairly effective by the angle that you use, so you want to look at them from certain angles if you want to rotate the arms and such. Just right click and hold on this top one right here first, and we will see that moves our arm up and down. How nice is that? There is actually a used to be a stopping point. Apparently it lets you go all the way around now to some unrealistic stuff. There used to be a stopping point where it would literally just not let you go too unrealistic, right? Let's pull down both of the arms just a little bit. Left click to select it. Okay, let's see if we can move this over just a little bit. Left click to select it. Move this one over a little bit. Left click to select it. Now let's jump to our 3. Hit 3 on your number pad, and we want to pull, not that one, that'll move the whole body. Set that back. We want to select just the forearm here and move it up just a tad. And now hit Control 3 to jump over to the other side and carefully select this forearm and pull it up just a little bit too. Left click to select. How awesome is that? So that's what we'll be doing for a little while. I've got to go through all of these different functions, what each piece does to move the model real quick. So we've got a few tutorials to go through all of this, okay? I will see you all soon again. I'm out of time for this video. I'll come right back here though, okay?